What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Monday, December 5th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, fixed air moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you all very much. Hope everybody's having a good Monday so far, wherever you're at in it. I hope you had a great weekend. And let's take a look at what is going on in the sky for this moon day. Well, since it's the moon's day, we'll start with the moon. It's exalted here in Taurus, but it is going to cross over the North Node, cross over Uranus, and square Saturn. So it's definitely going through quite the adventure. It's going to make a nice sextile over to Juno and finish off the day with a nice sextile over to Neptune. It is going to quincunx the sun in Sagittarius. So definitely a heavily aspected, exalted moon here. I'd say Uranus is definitely trying to shake things up. We could be feeling certain out of the normal tendencies to, I don't know, try something different. Could be getting some insights. Definitely within, Neptune making a big play here in the astrology with Venus coming off the square and really squaring about for these next couple of days the midpoint of Jupiter and Neptune, and even with Mercury spending its final day in Sag squaring Jupiter. There's quite a bit going on when we, kind of look at everything. So it's having to understand the value in our journey, having to understand how to take care of ourselves, how to find confidence in new ways, maybe finding a lot of excitement. There's definitely epiphanies galore out there. It's a very, especially Mercury traveling through the galactic center here, which is where the Milky Way galaxy is, and these squares. Gosh. There's so much coming through in different ways. Like the universe is really trying to show us new ways to do physical life and how to kind of slowly, with the Taurus energy process, how to get the most truffled and most, in some ways glamorous. But what's glamour, right? It depends on the person. Like the most, substantial version of a life that we can have and a personal life that we can have. So different things can kind of come into our life today to kind of shock us, if you will, or to show us, like, and Uranus deals with people too, and Saturn in Aquarius deals with people. I feel like people are kind of the reflection in the mirror of the shock factor of what's giving us this like quality of living, quality of life. So what is the quality of life to you? And I think as we're on this journey and we're seeing this journey get like illuminated and sort of exposed in many ways, we're seeing what's of value and what is not. So today's definitely like kind of all over the place. And even the sun at 13 makes a net 4. It's very Uranian energy. So today has a very Uranian, Jupiterian, kind of Venusian quality. Like that's kind of the flavor of it. Definitely, yeah. Uranian, Jupiterian, Venusian quality. So many things are getting expanded and illuminated to show us relationship aspects in our life, to show us manifestation qualities in our life, to show us how things can be, grandois and expanded and what can possibly happen. But it's almost like you have to make little tweaks and changes to the equation of life to get what you really want. I feel like, we can all find happiness, of course, but then life's always changing and moving too. So today's one of those Mondays where it's like you're seeing the change in the movement of reality, and it's about making the little adjustments to keep that sort of peace of mind and to keep things stable and to really, find that confidence and to really, pat yourself on the back for everything that you have done and like what can be. The more stable you can feel within yourself, no matter what shows up today, that's kind of the test with the moon coming to square Saturn. It's testing that emotional integrity and authority and, asking you to really take that equation into your own hands and start putting pieces together that make sense for you, that you might just be getting dropped sort of in a way that who knows if it makes sense or not. Maybe it just makes sense to you. Maybe it makes sense to everybody. In your life right now, who knows? That's going to be, kind of unseen, if you will. But Neptune is direct, so we're starting to see where our imagination's willing to go now. Like, where's the next step on the vision? Where's the next, dream? I feel like those dreams can be getting dropped into our lap today. And then there's also okay, am I going to put it to use or not? And that's always the question, right? That's where free will comes into play. What are we going to do with today? How are we going to use the free will to sort of define our path, or to not define it, or to stay on the same road? Sometimes staying in the same road is the way to go. So it's not always about getting off the path you're on. Sometimes it is. I feel like this is definitely showing you a split in the trail on this journey, and you kind of get to look at it and intuitively find out which path looks, especially with the moon in Taurus, which one looks more valuable, which one looks more beautiful. And, it's interesting because that might have shifted from what you might have originally thought was the beautiful path, like because of change and evolution, and every day is different. So, I don't know. You're gonna have to trust your instincts today to see which path you want to take and the choices you make, and just make sure they align with, the individuated sense of your value system. And I think if you're willing to be honest and upfront about all that, and do the things that make you happy, and, not play sort of games with people, you'll see that it is actually a win-win for everybody, in the long run, even if it doesn't maybe look like it in the moment. That's where beauty's at today. Mars is going to come to 16 degrees, which is where in just 2.5 days we are going to see the moon, the full moon in Gemini with Mars at 16 degrees, exactly opposite the sun. So very interesting as this moon is waxing up to that full position at 16 of Gemini. Um, Mars is there, like kind of ready to, really cut and release truths, subjective truths. It's very interesting. I think so many minds are about to change, and there's an inner knowing and an intuition now that knows that the change is, it's not a bad thing. Like, we have to learn new things. It's a different world now, and information comes so fast and so hard these days. You can't take it all, but you can definitely take the stuff that resonates with you, and, kind of see where on this journey, you want to start being more alive in and feel more secure in. And, what is security? I don't know. I don't know these days. I really feel like it's just an inner authority, because everything kind of wants to shift things up and shake things up in our life. It's hard to find that, like, really, like, secure situation. Everything's kind of all over the place, but it is that moon in Taurus is saying, you got it, you're good enough, you're beautiful enough, you're everything. You have to emotionally, take on that responsibility with the square to Saturn, because I think if you're just taking it on with Saturn in Aquarius for what you were told the truth was of the common good, it might not actually be for the common good, because everything's a little mixed bag of, what's going on? And then, of course, the sun's going to quincunx the North Node today as well. So it's just one of those very interesting days where we're definitely seeing how to expand our life and how to illuminate this path that we're looking to be on, and what these next steps on our journey is. And this Monday is a very intuitive, like, boom, like, here's a way towards what's most beautiful and what's most valuable in your life. But again, it's up to you to believe in the possibilities, that maybe not seeing what's around the bend on the trail. Maybe you can't see it, but hey, it's all about the adventure too. So we do want to find the adventure and find the laughter and the happiness in also the unknown, if you will, because everything is very abstract still, and there's not a lot of linear boom, 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 but we're starting to get there. And of course, tomorrow, when Mercury comes into Capricorn and gets ready to retrograde there at 24 degrees, we are definitely going to be seeing much deeper into the structure of what we're trying to go after and accomplish, and things are going to start to kind of click when all's said and done. But Mercury is going to be in Capricorn for quite some time, so we're going to want to, get used to it. And I think we need it, because the Mercury in Capricorn can definitely give us a sharp, very deep approach to what really matters and what we really want to show up for, and our mind will focus in and hone in on that very keenly. So it's good. We're gonna learn a lot about what is building, and we're gonna get more linear than sort of abstract here soon. But you know what? There's a lot of beauty in the abstract. There's a lot of beauty in the imagination, and in a lot of ways, the vision of what you have can lead you to exactly the right trail and the right choice with the right people, with the right situations, that is of, definitely a higher quality, that you deserve on your journey, whatever that is for you. Pay attention to the choices and make sure you're choosing ones that are top shelf and really in alignment with integrity within yourself. And we will see what the card is for this Monday. I don't know. Definitely it's an electric, expansive day that's really showing the path to, I mean, ultimately, like, the best. Taurus is like pure quality in many ways, and it's not a rush to get that quality. It's definitely like step by step on this journey, and the choices you make will eventually take you to quality. And things don't have to be so crazy as intense with a South Node in Scorpio as the illusion might make it look. That's one thing too. It's probably more likely that if you're willing to change for what's of the most value to your soul, probably won't actually be as dramatic and crazy as we want to think. Because the mind's wandering a lot right now. It can be thinking all sorts of crazy thoughts. Also beautiful thoughts. Page of Wands. The curiosity to step out on that journey and to have that youthful approach to what is out there. Definitely, we don't have to know everything. I know it's Sag season, and I know, and the beliefs are high, and, all of that. Absolutely. But it's true that you do know intuitively, and trust that, and be willing to also have the youthful approach to step into whatever path or whatever decisions align most with your values. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Been getting this card a lot lately. We really want to focus on what we're putting our energy into and our effort and what we're trying to manifest right now, because if we're putting work into something that's just making us hang our head low, or if we're putting energy into whatever relationships or just whatever we're doing in this reality that is kind of leaving us questioning if it's even worth it, it's probably a good time to really consolidate and look at if it is worth it. We got to take like kind of stock on that right now, and we should be getting at least the satisfaction and the feeling that whatever we're putting our effort into so intensely to get this, whatever the reward is, that it is going to have, payback. And you'll know it's payback in the right way because you're going to feel good. So we don't want to be hanging our head after we're doing something right now. That's definitely a sign that is saying you can be more curious to create elsewhere and to put effort and passion somewhere else. And the Knight of Swords. Having the quickness right now to know what your truth is, even though things are changing, your truth is definitely allowed to change. Truths do not have to be stagnant by any means. There's always information. There's always change. Anything can change with that being said. So I think having the fearlessness to kind of just jump in and try something right now, especially if you know that it has potential. And it's like, you haven't put the work into that side yet, but you can already get like dogmatic or believe that won't work. At least try it and see if it feels good. If it feels good, this could be a really potent day to that could be the thing that comes in and saves the day with the Knight of Swords, So kind of, I don't know, today we might want to kind of, it's a moon in Taurus. I don't know if we'll want to rush, but it's almost like if we're kind of rushing towards what's most valuable, like, ooh, it's almost like we can strike gold here. But it's like we also want to be curious enough to try and strike gold too, instead of maybe just getting all this insight and all these feelings showing up for a reason and then not doing anything to change it, but to stay in patterns that are not showing up for you, or at least not making you feel good. These are important too. So I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Monday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.